welcome to the Deck Tech. Today I'm trying, keep trying different styles of Hardened Scales list. This is kind of my more competitive videos, which I actually try to win. And like I've been learning a lot. I played right, like it was Saturday morning magic. Actually, Saturday morning magic is modern. Actually, this Saturday it went quite well. I only lost to Jaunt and Rock, like a very close matches. I played 6 random matchups in 6 rounds, which I got pretty tired at the end. And I'm made me think like Ancient was not super great, so but I still want to play it. So I just like decided to go a bit on the tank and try to kind of keep combining a bit the two lists that have been doing good, because I think in there is something that we can maybe get the best of both worlds, right? And yeah, this is basically what I came up to. So let's start with the mana base. Keeping it, I'm gonna go up to 24 lands because we're going down to only 2 Ancient Stirrings. So I don't want to use my Ancient Stirring to find lands at all. Things just there to find like Ravager and Ballista, basically, most of the time, or animation model depending on the matchup. But so yeah, the idea is to go out to 24 lands, and we're playing 2 Cavern of Souls. It was pretty amazing in my games this week. I mean, I only played against blue-white control once, but it really was great to be able to just resolve a Ravager through counter magic. It was really powerful. That's still we're going down up to only 2 of those because I was actually having I would actually go up to 3. I just forgot to do this. Yeah, 3 Dark Citadels. The normal, let's say, no Ancient Stirrings list runs Blinkmoth Nexus, but I just haven't been impressed with the card. I think Dark Citadel does a lot with the deck. With Throne of Geth, Scrapyard Commander can sacrifice it, of course, Ravager. So, in general, I like the Dark Citadel. 6 Forest seems like a good number, enough to cast a lot of times Hardened Scales turn 1, enough to find with Path to Exile. So I'm happy with that. I'm going up to 9 green sources. I have 2 Northern Pillars as well. That's something I've been missing a lot in the other list, in like the no Ancient Stirrings list. It looks like it really needs some kind of nurturing pillar and treatment. Like you float up so much, like sometimes just drawing an extra card could come in super handy. 4 Enigma's Nexus is no surprise. 4 Llanowar Reborn card has been pretty impressive. Like the more I play, the more impressed I am with the card. So we're up to 4 Llanowar Reborns, 2 Phoenix's Core. Yeah. Also been pretty impressive lately, this card. Like sometimes you just miss 1 sack outlet, and this is an extra sack outlet that also taps for 9. Perfect. And 1 Pendelhaven. I don't see myself going up to 2 Pendelhavens. I don't really see the point. I think the point, like, if you draw out the game, you eventually will draw 2 and it will be pretty useless. And in your starting hand, if you have like a great hand and you have 2 Pendelhavens, it's like, wow, this is like really bad, right? So like you said, you have 2 lands, Scales, Ozolith, Ravager, Ballista, and Mimic. And those 2 lands on Pendelhaven, you're pretty sad there. So let's not do that. Let's not shoot ourselves in the foot. Creature-wise, I'm going back up to 4 Ozolith. I mean, I played 3 this weekend, and I really missed the 4th one. Like, you just want to draw it all the time. It doesn't matter if you draw 2, you just want to have 1. If you have 2, you just sacrifice it with a million sack outlets we have, right? 2 Ancient Stirrings only. Again, trying to reduce the likelihood of drawing 1 in my opening hand, but having the option later on. I think this card is really strong, and even if you draw it in your opening hand, you can keep it and just use it to find a threat. I don't want to be using Ancient Stirrings to find lands. That's kind of the weaker use of it. I mean, it could be fine to find like a Llanowar Reborn when you have an emission module, things like this, or a sack outlet like Phyrexia's Core or a Cavern of Souls. But in general, I like the flexibility it brings, but I don't like the tempo loss it provides, like the first 3 or 4 turns. It always is a tempo loss, right? But tempo only really matters when you are limited by your amount of mana. So when you have 5 mana, Ancient Stirrings is one of the best cards can be drawn because you can for sure cast anything you find with it. But when you have 2 mana, Ancient Stirrings is a pretty bad top deck for a card to have. Creature Suite, I decided to, I mean, a lot of this list are cutting Mimics and Silverseers to go out more Scrapyard Combiners, and there could be a point to that. But I just really like the Mimic and Silverseer combination. I think Mimic works really well with an emission module. I came up this weekend 1 time, I think, and it just won the game almost on the spot. My opponent didn't have an answer for it. Next time I made 5 2-2 servos or 3-3 servos, and that just game. Yeah, Silverseer, I still feel like if you can play turn 1, it's can take over the game. And the thing I don't have is a Welding Jar, and I think Welding Jar is only really good in versus like John, Death Shadow, all those decks, and that's why I decided to put at the 3rd Veil of Summer on my sideboard, as you can see. So my plan against those decks is I actually lost almost every game 1 against those decks, which it's a bit the testament of like they're actually improving those decks. They're becoming more resilient because they have Lurus. Like I played a game against Black Green Rock, And they just had like Thoughtseas. I think they played, I don't know what they played turn 2, but turn 3 they played Lurus with Nisha's Bubble, and they just couldn't answer it. No, they played like a Hex Drinker turn 2, that's true. And they leveled it up, or they held on. They had like removal, so I played whatever, they removed it. The next time they played Lurus, Misha's bubbled me, and at that point I had 2 threads I had to answer, and I just didn't draw a Ballista. I didn't have a Ballista, I actually was discarded by one of his card spells, right? So I ended up basically, he had this, Lurus kept getting him cards, so he never missed a land drop. He had always removal from my cards, and whatever extra mana he had, he always put in the Hex Drinker. So very rapidly, he went up to 4/4, 6/6, and just like in three turns, he just killed me, right? So that was kind of like, okay, I think actually this matchup could be turning a bit their way because they have Lurus and we have a very hard time moving it pre-board. And post-board doesn't get that much easier because they play, I think even List was playing Unearth, right? So I think Izzet was playing even Unearth, so he was like unearthing losers and stuff. So really strong development by the John players. So I think that's why we need 3 Veils in the summer now. I also played a lot of against Control and a lot against, like, I mean, Control's doing a lot more on counter spells, it seems, nowadays. Like a lot more Cryptic, I mean, just Charms. Like not so many, yeah. Maybe the Stoneforge Mystic is a bit different, but then we have Gembrazer for those matchups. And but like also his Death Shadow just seems to be like, Veil's really well positioned at him right now. And there's not a lot of guys that can take really big advantage of it, because the best usage of Veil summer is playing a threat, holding a Bale. If you try to remove my threat a Bale and you just get blown up. And if they don't, well, you only lose 1 mana anyway, and you can probably use it in something else. The rest of the Cyber more or less the same. Keeping it to 1 Damping Sphere, I could see myself going out to 2 if Green makes a comeback. I have not checked if... Oh, that's my Facebook. That's okay. So, actually, I have not checked if the results from the Modern Challenge have been disclosed for this week. You know, you should always... It's a recommendation I have that you always check it, and I know I'm doing it live, and it's maybe not the best television, but you can just keep it if you don't like it. But no, they have not posted the results for the Modern Challenge yet. And that kind of, you know, like normally people would like look at them and find like the most winning list or the list. Like if Greentron has done well, you should expect to see lots of those in the leaks that week. Kind of how people kind of work. So yeah, no welding jars. That's basically the conclusion. Relics, more or less the sideboard is the same. I just changed 1 Torpor Orb. I have not seen that many goblins. Even there was a post on Reddit saying, our Goblin's feeling weak all of a sudden. It's like, I think, you know, like you can see, like if John is going up, Death Shadow is going up, even like control decks are still there. Like, where are your good matchups, you know? Like, I think the Goblins are really good, like when there's like lower interaction or like slower decks, but in general, or creature decks, but you know, like a Fatal Push deck kind of owns Goblins. So yeah, if you're playing 4 Fatal Pushes, removal, this card, I mean, it's pretty hard for the Goblins deck to get going because their engine is kind of a creature. Anyway, that is I kind of ranted a bit. I'm sorry, but it's okay. I'm not gonna read it. This is the deck tech, and we're gonna see you for match 1. Hello everyone, welcome to match 1. We're playing against Duan Seyao, and we are on the play, and we have drawn a no-land hand, so we're gonna ship it back. Something I need to work on, very important. I've not done it very well, actually. I've been really bad at... I'll keep this hand. Been really bad at mulligan lately. Like, I have not... the 2 matches I lost were because of bad mulligan decisions. Like, 2 games that I could have totally won, and that would have meant that I won the matches. So, I mean, if we're against a Blood Moon player, we would like to play the Forest, but it doesn't really matter because we have animation model. We have Hardened Scales. I think I'm gonna start with animation model anyway. I'm just gonna bottom the Forest. I'm gonna start with Pendlehaven animation model, and turn 2 we can figure out if we want to play what we're gonna play. The Scales, I mean, there's no need to play the Scales super early. They are keeping. I'm gonna play the animation model first because it's just so good in the Scrandy matchups. And we don't have anything that the Hardened Scales will get like extra counters to, right? So not much point in talking. Probably if we're playing in Storm, then our hand is kind of bad against. Does that mean there's a possibility that we don't want Mimic at all, but another Forest. I mean, so you play Scale. Like I could play Mimic named Servo. Next turn we can play Scales, Llanowar Reborn, Trigger. Yeah, it's probably the fastest skill, even though it's not a very fast skill. Yeah, I think we will do that. I mean, I didn't know the matchup, so I think this hand was fine against like a big percentage of the field right now. But yeah, we're probably playing against Storm. We're gonna name Construct. Sorry, fuck, I almost forgot. Servo. I mean, it's Servo. Say okay, pass it turn. So yeah. Yeah, this Carno Souls. You know when you like extract the coffee too much? I know that ever happened to you. Wow, they grape shot the Mimic. How much we can do? Another Mimic. Funny. Could play this, say, Construct or Beast. Probably Construct. Play Scales and Mimic. And next turn do the thing. Yeah. Say Construct. I mean, they didn't really develop anything, right? So play the Scales. They don't play Force of Negation on Storm. I only have like one sideboard card against. I would be happy to win this first game, because then it would mean that we only need to get lucky once again. So yeah, next time we can make 3/3 servos, 3/3 servos. Say that right. Say that 3 times fast. 3/3 3 servos. 3/3 servos. 3/3 servos. Ah man. Complex choices. So we could maybe remove the metallic mimic again, but again, that's it. So this light of hand, I mean, we have really nothing we can do. There's Serum Visions. Let's see what they do with the Scries. They draw a card, so they put one on the bottom, right? That's what Sly had. One on one bottom, one on top. They are tapping out. So I have two options here. So we can make a bunch of servos with Lana Waterborn. And next turn play a Ballista. That's not counterable. And may shoot them for death. So sounds like that sounds like as good a plan as we can get. So I will say okay. So you know what this interaction works. If you name Servo Metallic Mimic, you can just say yes. Then there will be like 2 triggers, and then because this servo comes in with a counter, or in this case 2 counters from Hardened Scales, then you can just, it will trigger animation module again. So that means you can just keep going like crazy, making all sorts of servos with all your mana. And then here, no, I'm gonna say always yield because it will be easier, and I'll say no, no, and no. I'm gonna save this graph for the stuff. Sorry. I'm gonna attack with the Mimic. They go down to 15. Next turn we will attack them for 11, and with the Ballista should be killed. So the Ballista will be a 3/3. Right, another sleight of hand. That's why I like Mimic, you know, it's such a strong card, actually. Baral, Chief of Compliance, no. So we can kill the Baral. Oh, we have 2 Ballistas, so can we kill them? So let's say we play 1 Ballista and 2. So play 1 Ballista. We have both 2/2s, one will be a 3/3. Shoot. So this will be a total of 5. We shoot them down to, we have a 2/1/1 Ballistas basically. Then we attack for 11. No, they're not dead. I mean, we also just attack and then shoot them down. I don't think I mean, maybe they block the Mimic, and then we only need to spend 1 mana to shoot them down, which would be kind of nice. And then we can play a big Ballista for 4, yeah, and then play the, yeah, I like that. Okay, I'm not playing. Nice. So I'm gonna attack with everything. If they block here, if they block a servo, I mean, they are like kind of digging their own grave. And I'm gonna just play a 1 Ballista and make 2 more servos, and in the next turn. I don't think they can really win with Baral, and yeah, I'll just kill the Baral. So we just attack, see what they do. So what I'm trying to do is, like, if they block here, then we can, I mean, if they don't block, so maybe it was melee, right? But if they don't block, then they die. And if they do block here, then we can shoot the Baral for only 1. Oh, nice. Now thinking. They're blocking. Cool. So we just take the damage. So now we can. I think I will play a big ballista. They're at 6 anyway, right? So make it uncountable. I'm gonna choose blue. Very important choices, guys. Don't neglect them. Should make it like I like making like this, so it actually, you know, even though we don't make a servo, we no, say yes, no, put down. We killed the bad alpha, 1 pink only. Now we have 4 mana in play. Actually, could I kill them if I play both ballistas? It's a 2/2. Yeah, he just. So I could have been a 3/3 and then a 2/2. Yeah, it actually was one short. So we won the first game on the back of Metallic Mimic. Damping Sphere, Veil of Summer is good, Gem Razor is good, actually. Relics are good, Radius Cages are good, okay, everything is good. Okay, not everything is good. Cards that are not good is a Scrapyard Recombiner, it's Throne of Geth, it's Silver Seer, and this is not. So Bail is good because it stops the gives and given, which is kind of like the way they beat you, and they also bring in some kind of like they have Remnant, they have some kind of interaction that is blue. So Bail is actually really good. Relic can exile the graveyard, but sometimes it's like not they can win through it. And with Damping Sphere. And Gem Raider is really only for the Area of Flame, so I'm just gonna keep it to 1. What about the Mimic though? Like it looks good to start fast, but then it's the animation model is pretty bad probably. Yeah, I mean unless we have a start like we just had, it was kind of bad. 2 cards to cut, so lightning because it makes us go faster. Animation mode is too slow. Maybe we don't need 3 veils. Okay. I mean, I need to update my thing maybe with this matchup, but I mean, this is good hit. This is good hit. This is on out to Area of Flame. I don't want to play too many, but 1 seems fine, you know. That one is good. Maybe I'm thinking of cutting 1 mimic for another of these. Doing so much. I'll keep it like this. Let's see. Yeah, Damping Sphere is probably one of the best sideboard cards against them, but the problem with this is that the Damping Sphere is just... You actually used a lot more time. Okay, apparently I didn't actually play so much. That's a problem I've been running a lot into, like not drawing enough green sources. But I mean, this has like cavern to make things uncountable. It has, I mean, if we draw green source, this hand is just raw. So we're gonna keep. And if we don't draw green source, we still can play it. Like, oh, one thing I forgot to actually didn't add these members. These members are actually the best sideboard card. They kills their dudes. That's a misplay. That's a misplay though. Should have done this member. Probably Bales are more niche. Now they're Ballista, so we're just starting more Thozolate, I think. Yeah, actually it really sucks that we didn't get to... Yeah, that really sucks that we didn't get to... What did they do? 2 cards on top. That's scary. Now sleight of hand. So they're really going off with the drawing spells. Yeah, I should have brought them this member. That's so bad. So okay, that's an Overborn tap. That's really not great. So we have 2 options here. We either skip a turn and play Llanowar on tap, or I think I like Llanowar Reborn tap because next turn we get to play an Uncounterable Ballista that we can put 2 counters on and shoot whatever they play. think that's the way, right? So it's just not great use of my mana. As you can see, playing a tap land, it has its costs. But next time we can play the Cavern of Souls and play the Hardened Scales and play the Uncounterable List and get like 2 extra counters. It will be like a 4/4. We can shoot Baral if they play it and they don't kill us this turn. Should be rather important. Well, or Goblin Electromancer, that also works. I will not graft onto it, of course. No. That's the thing. Okay, they actually just passed the turn, which is now we could, yeah, we're gonna play the Cavern and say Construct. Okay, what about if they counter? They could Remnant the Hardened Scales. They could Remnant the Hardened Scales and that would be rather bad. But this, can we play around that? If we play the Scales, they Remnant it. We can play it again and then or we can just play the Ballista afterwards. Move a counter and at least kill this. I think that's probably our best line. And then try to go for the Scales turn after. So we go like this. Either Remnant it. Okay, it resolves. That's actually great. We will name Construct here. Counter of Soul has been so impressive. I'm gonna name Black this time around. Just to, you know, keep them on their toes. We play an Uncounterable Ballista. Actually, next turn we have a kill here. So he's gonna say yes to this, and if they shoot it, yeah, I'm just gonna shoot it now, like right now. We don't have to deal with this anymore. So the Ballista has been a lucky shot. I mean, reading into this member, like this member is the best card against them. Like, so next turn, I mean, if they gives and given us now, they are dead. Next turn we have Veil Protection. We can play a second Ballista, Ravager. We can even, yeah, we can kill them next turn if they tap out somehow. They also play Godshot and maybe a Braid or maybe Shenanigans. So I don't think I will go like all in. But we'll see. So Shattering Spree, destroy target artifact, replicate. So they will destroy both of these, which is wrong. So destroy this one, destroy this one. I mean, that's what it is. We're just gonna shut them down. It's a strong card, eh? It's very narrow, but still very strong. But it looks to be missing land drops. Second Hardened Scales. I kind of like playing the Scales, playing the Listen, holding a Veil. Next time playing the Ravager. We're gonna do that. So we're gonna play the Scales. I think they play 1 mana counter spells. Then we're gonna play the Ballista. And we're gonna hold up the Veil in case they would have like they have this I think it's called Repeal, this bounce spell. I mean, this Ballista can kill Electromancers if they play it. That was a nice 2-for-1 they got. But of course we had killed the slide. Now we have the Veil to protect whatever we want to play, so it's kind of nice. Don't have Ozzy though. Third Scales. So I think once again we're just gonna play the Scales. Hopefully we don't have like Blazon. So we don't have a concept, but we have this. This will come in with 4 counters. Then we suck here, they will go 7 counters, that will be a kill. So, but it could have like, yeah, this was a sorcery, but it could have also a Braid. So we're not gonna be too hasty, I think, with the sacking and going crazy. We can even do it if they, by chance, they just play something now, but they won't. So I need to remember we don't have hate for them, but if they gives and given us, we still have the Veil to stop it. So they do the Periodic Ritual. I'm guessing they're gonna gives and given us, and then we're gonna Veil that. Search basically. Target opponent choose 2 of those cards, put the chosen cards on the top. So we can Veil that. Actually, this is a kill. If we just sack here, there will be 7 counters that stand. No, there's no legal target. Of course, now they can kill the Ravager and stuff, but we still draw a Hangavag Walker. Should be. That's another reach also. They could have the gifts now, but of course they would run out of cards. That's a mana Morphos. Maybe they're just going off without anything. I mean, that's actually not possible if you don't have like a dude. We can always kill the dude in response. Like a dude, I mean, like only Electromancer or Baral. That's Baral. So I will wait for the next thing they cast and move the counters over the Ravager over the Ballista. Then we can shoot this down. Because if I had done it in response, they could just maybe. So that's a grape shot. Targeting the Ravager. I'll targeting the Ravager. I'm gonna sacrifice the Ravager to itself. Maybe we'll try to destroy this, and we'll shoot. So yeah, they have the Echoing Truth. So that means, okay, if they bounce this like this will die next turn. I mean, unless, yeah, they only have 1 card left in hand, and they don't have anything that has like flashback. So we can play for x equals 2, we will win 5 counters, right? So we can just shoot them for 2 and bring this back to our hand. And then Echoing Truth was the name. So then we will get it back on our hand and we just recast it. And they have used basically everything. So, and then we kill the Baral. We draw another forest. We could actually just play both, but I think maybe getting a massive Ballista down is like the way to go. This time I choose blue. So this will be a F5 Ballista. I'm gonna shoot down this guy right away. They have 1 card in hand. And we're gonna play a forest. We don't have a Veil. Pass a turn. Opponent has. We have Lightning Bolt on our Ballista. And then with a better user to play the. Mimic. So actually we could play Hangavak and Mimic and name Doctor with the Mimic. But we don't have a way to sack it, but if we do. I'm gonna name Doctor. And here, I think I have not chosen red yet. So this will be a 4/4 Hangavag Walker that if they destroy, they will get like massive Topters. And if we find a way to sacrifice it, we also will get massive Topters out of. It would be nice to draw like any hate piece to make sure that we actually don't lose the game. The 4th Hardened Scales, like that's insane. We're just gonna attack, you know, probably even bring in the Inkmoth. As of course where Blink Mod is better than Inkmoth. I'm not even sure if I want to play these scales. Like, I mean, it's game over anyway if they don't kill, if they kill Mimic and Hangavak, it's probably just game over anyway. So I don't really see the point in playing these 4 scales. Maybe I have shenanigans or something, but maybe I have shenanigans into Echoing Truth, but that just keeps them from losing, not winning. In Magic the Gathering, you want to win. Maybe I should not have cast a Ballista for so big last time. Instead, play a Hangavac. I mean, that probably would have meant prevent like 4 more damage already, so probably would be that. So no cards played by opponent. I would really like to draw like a Relic Opportunities, then we can just exile the graveyard. It's an Electromancer. That's a Bale of Summer for us, which is kind of nice. Not a Sack Outlet though. Just gonna tag again. I actually need to block one of these dudes. Block here. Okay, they're down to 1. So I mean, they need to bounce. That's the only thing. But then we have the Veils, and they just concede. All right, so people Hardened Scales draw, beat the Storm deck. Cool. So we are 2-0 on this league, and I'll see you for match 2. All right, welcome. And I forgot to start the games, but anyway, we're gonna talk of the previous match. Storm is a really strong deck. Like it's really capable of turn 3 kills. It's very resilient to hate. But much like the Underworld Bridge combo deck, it's actually quite sensitive or quite weak to lots of sorts of hate. Like they lose to creature removal. They lose to. That's fine. They lose to creature removal. They lose to hate. They lose to Damping Sphere. So I mean, they don't really lose to Avant any of those cards. I like this hand. I mean, I didn't say I'm not mulligan well, but I mean, Ozolith with Moth and Ravager and Hangawag, I mean, this is a good hand. Not a bad hand at all. You can even play this turn 3. I mean, it looks good. And if we draw a Scales or something, we can play it also. So they're moving into 5. So yeah, since scale like Storm is like so susceptible to so many kinds of hate. Sometimes just any hate will get them, and we're playing against Storm again. This is insane. I know we're playing against prowess, one of the decks of the moment. People are loving this deck. It's just so easy to play. You win so many games. Just feel good playing it. You just feel good playing it. And you should. I mean, I think you should enjoy yourself. Sounds maybe bad, but yeah, just enjoy yourself, people. While you're playing. Good advice. I think, you're always gonna lose. You're always gonna look bad at some point. Like, especially when you're learning, these things get awkward kind of fast. So it's actually. So I can play this and shoot this down, but it's kind of awkward. I think this can play Phyrexis, play Hangawag. I'm probably not even gonna block. Next turn, play Northern Pitland, Ravager, and then I will pump. We'll go for, unless he's killing me, I'm not gonna go for it. We're looking for a turn 4 kill here. Not 17. Yeah. So that's a mana morpho. That's like the best turn 3 play by them, of course, because they get a lot of value, a lot of pump, a lot of mana. They have only 2 cards in hand left. Is it mulligan or just mulligan to 5? You have the Storm Hand. That's kind of the card that kills us. This is a strong deck, and that's something I learned this week. Which probably is known by players of mine. Not known to me. They put 2 cards on top, so there's like gas on top. So, and Anamorphous. Yeah, here's where like a Metallic Mimic would shine. But I'm not sad because we actually play Metallic Mimic, so. I mean, we can easily die. Like, easily. Quite easily. So, do we plan to play? Yeah. So, if we don't die next turn. Okay, so what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna play a Northern Pitland. I'm gonna play the Armon Ravager. So what I'm gonna do is, when they declare attackers, I will pump this, sacrifice it, block the 2 flyers, and yeah, that's enough to win. I mean, they will have like at most 3 spells next one, right? So, unless they draw also Lava Dart, which 4 spells, which then means a 7/7 lightning bolt on my face, I guess. I take damage. Kind of good that they target us. I'm guessing this is the card they just drew. You know, it has like this feeling of lightning bolt here. Let's light at this stage. I mean, land and spell is the worst for us. The rest is we can beat. This is massive. Like 9. That's a so let's see what they find. Land and spell. Okay. So they're just going for it. There. I'm not sure if this is enough. Right. So they don't have trample anybody, which is nice. We can play this mutagenic growth. That could make this this will be +3 on this, so this will be 6. It will be 6, so we'll take 3. So they have another lightning bolt. I'm dead. So these don't need to block. And then I'm thinking, should I block here and lose the Ravager? So if I lose the Ravager, how likely is that we actually win the game? So I can sack. There'll be 4. I cannot move them. So sack there will be 4. This will be lost. It will come here. 6 counters. Poliano were reborn. We could draw Hardened Scales maybe, but if not, we're just gonna keep it like this. I don't think there's a way we can win if we block here. They have 1 card in hand. So this needs to be like a Bolt or a Lava Dart or something for them to win the game. So I'm gonna stack here. Yeah. Behave. So we take the damage, we go down to 6. Now we think. So if we just need to go all in, mates. So I play in Moth Nexus. I can cast in Moth Nexus. Okay, I have a plant, teammates. I have a plant. So I'm just gonna play the Hangover Walker. I'm gonna animate the Inmoth Nexus. That was a wise. Then I'm gonna sacrifice the Hangover Walker. So yes. Yes. And there's no. So now if they have a bolt, I can sacrifice the Ravager. Okay, so basically how it works now. I have 3 counters over the Ozolith, right? So that means that the only card they could really have that's scary is like Lightning Bolt. So what we do is we go down to combat, and now we have enough counters here, right? So 6 and 3 is 9, so it's enough to kill here, and we can actually sacrifice the Ozolith. So we go to combat, remove the Ozolith counters to the Inmoth, and now you have a bolt. They have to use it, they don't, so we just attack with the Inmoth Nexus. No blocks, then that's just 6 and 3 is 10. 6 and 4 is 10. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's a kill. So we could play around safely around bolt with doing this. That was a nice draw. The forest maybe was not needed, but this was like lower high rate hard. So we bring these members in. In gem raisers, actually, they give reach to people, which could be good, but they don't play any. They could maybe play Blood Moon, but I mean that would be. I think that these members are just the best cards. I've been bringing in. If people bring in like Damping Sphere, and I have not actually drawn it against them, so I'll just keep on bringing it just to try, you know, like cards that are like holy fuck they're bad. It's like yeah, at least one toughness to play 2 mana creatures. That's just awful. And then cards that are a bit slow. I think both Scrabble Recombine and Animation Model. There's like an argument for them being pretty bad. So I'll call it cut an Animation Module because I don't want to draw 2. And I mean, actually, thinking about it, I probably even prefer Gem Racer than a Scrabble Recombiner. I would think, I mean, I guess Scrabble can work as a bad worker. And to make a video about this, by the way, I know now why I don't like this card. Like, it never felt good, and I made the math, understand why this card is not so good. So I'm just gonna run it like this, I think. Gem Racer is probably like a more like defensive option rather than Scrabble Recombiner, right? Like, it gives us reach, which come in handy, you know, to block. And it can make it like, if you have like a 2/2 or a 3/3 walker, you put this and you can block almost anything. I don't know if that's too defensive, but definitely Scrabble Recombiner is a bit slow. And is there any, like, I don't think they play any enchantments, right? So let's just let me check. I mean, if they play some enchantments, this is like great. If they don't, that's great. I actually don't have Gem Raisers in real life, so I couldn't play them this week. They play Dragon's Claw. They actually play a couple of Blood Moons. So this could actually come in, you know, like relatively relevant as Gem Raisers. I'm torn. Just think this is too slow. And this is not that much faster, but at least it blocks. And since we're on the draw, we would like to be able to block. Not an easy matchup, this one. You can see how fast they're gonna give us 5. This hand I like a lot. I mean, it only has 2 lands, but we have like a hand chance to draw more lands because we play 24. We have Ozolith, we have this. I mean, I really like even the play of playing turn 1 Ozolith, turn 2 Dismember, turn 3 Hangback, or turn 3 Throne of Gods, you know, so I really like it. Even if we don't draw more lands. You know, one of the keys of the keys of this matchup is to getting rid of their creatures. There is the second land, so we cannot really complain anything here. So they are like, maybe they play Spell Pierce. I mean, yeah, that's like, I mean, against an aggressive deck like them, if they start like this, we are almost happy. Hey, there's a Sprite Dragon, yeah. So probably Ballista is a good draw, but I could also see myself playing the Dismember. They will hit us for 1, that's not the end of the world. 5 cards in hand. Diana Over the Born. So, is it greedy to let them? I think I'll let them pump. So, what can we do? I think we're gonna play Diana Reborn and pass. It's a nice Laro, it just like makes it so smooth. And then next turn we can play Hangavac, even pump if needed. And the turn after, Throne of God and pump. The turn after we can play Throne of God and Hangavac. Oh yeah, I like that. So let's do it like this. I don't think it's too greedy. I mean, maybe I'm just like being bad at the game right now. But if, let's say, they Manamorphose now, I will probably just Dismember in response. And if they have like double growth, metagenic growth, so be. That's Manamorphose, right? So now we can do is like before they resolve anything, we can just Dismember it. So they kind of wasted the Manamorphose. Maybe they could not have Manamorphose if we had played that. But maybe they also have the Stormwing Entity, which is a rather strong card as well. But at least we don't take damage. And because they didn't have the mana from the Manamorphose, there was almost no way they could. They had the Stormwing Entity, but still I think I'm happy because they could have gotten like easily 2, 3, 4 points of damage in there. Of course, this guy is really strong, and it's the reason this deck is becoming really popular. 2 cards on top again, wow. So think here our choice is to play Hangavac, put a counter on it, and play another Llano over the board tap, and next turn play Hangavac and Throne with an Ingmoth backup, and then we would try to win from there. I could actually move all the counters to the Hangavac Walker right now with Llano over the board, or we could just keep one for the Throne of Geth. Do we feel? I think Throne of Geth actually works. I'll keep one of them for. I will move one. I want to have two doctors. They can block two things. Those. They love a dart. Kind of good they do in their turn, on our turn. So we could move a counter here, but it doesn't do damage. I think. Actually, we can move this. It could be a 2/2, and it can block. Move a counter. Nah, it's just not. Then this graph trigger will be lost, and then we have nothing else to do with our mana, so we're just gonna play stuck on the board and pass. Oh, yeah, we can move this counter. I mean, it's just kind of free, so. Actually, yeah, maybe they would for sure have a spell to cast. Oh, I have Crash too, so actually this will be kind of relevant to block here and have one extra toughness, so. Funny they brought this back. But you have not played another cast through. None of these member could be a good draw. They have lava dart, so they can deal. They can actually. That's really good. Like what we did there of moving the counter here, that was fantastic. Because then now they cannot lava dart it, so that means that we can block. That's a hell of a turn by them. So another entity, another lava dart. Wow. So we just block, I think, with them. It's 7 damage. I mean, we take 5. So what if we don't block? Of course, lava dart or do. I will play Throne Gate. If we don't block, we take 7. If we don't block, take 5. Love any of my outcomes. We just say okay. We made a lava dart us, and then we take 2 more damage, but then from there we should be fine, unless they draw another crash through. You know what I mean? We can take 3 more damage if they sacrifice Alliance, but yeah. I think if they don't draw another crash through, this is like the biggest upside. So I'm gonna get the Ingmoth Nexus down. Attack first. I probably want to block. I'm not gonna attack with that. So yeah, let's do that. So we play. I don't get. We play the Hangover. We move. Move. So here is the reason. Do we want to attack or not? We can block with a doctor, get the counters. They have another lava dart, they go. I think we're just gonna also need to kill. I'm gonna attack. We need to win it. So that's a spy with tap. That's really good news. So if they attack, I'm just gonna sack this Hangavac Walker. There's no crash, so crash is the source. So I'm gonna sack the Hangabug Walker. Get counters here. Doctors. They could cover that one of them, but get to proliferate, so we proliferate here. Done. Lavada. Do they have another Lavada with that? Oh, this was Lavada from their hand? Oh boy. We are dead, right? This cards. This Lavada is brutal. So I think we're dead because this is a Lavada from their hand. Okay, it was a risky attack. I mean, this is like how you lose this matchup, by attacking when you shouldn't, but I mean, this damage output is just insane. I didn't even have the braid. Okay. Yeah, but if you had taken the damage, I mean, if you had not blocked, I don't know. We don't attack. Yeah, they empty their hand. I mean, we do a Ravager, so actually, yeah, but that's kind of like a big if Ravager. I think I've been running, actually I was playing one Relic of Progenitus here, and I kind of like that. Kind of like one Gem Razor maybe. I like Relic better than Animation Mod actually. It's like the Flyers. The Flyers are just what gets us. I'm gonna cut the other. So you like being able to block Flyers is like the best. This is not an easy matchup, of course. I mean, we can have like when we draw like Hardened Scales and we're like to play first. We're in like a pretty good spot, and actually here we're in a good spot, I think. So we keep 6. So we keep 7. Your opponent is doing. I'm gonna start with Hardened Scales. I don't think they have a way in their deck to deal with Hardened Scales, so I'm only going to 6. That's good news. So I'm just gonna play Forest. Play Hardened Scales. That's what I'm talking about. You're gonna have 1 inch things like laying around here for later, like when we have run out of cards. So Oscar. The rhymes it. To get a 3rd land. I could play Valisa and just shoot this down. That could be a thing. But they could have like Butcher, Mutagenic Growth, stuff like this, which is great. Can play a Worker, but then they can bolt it. Not that great. At least the shooting down would be the greatest, but they could have like, yeah, they could have this gut shots or Mutagenic Growths. We could play the Ancient Steerings, try to look for a land. Like a Llano or a Worm could be great, I think. And then next turn play both Worker and Ballista. Shoot down this Soulscar Mage. I think that's what we're gonna do, because putting a Ballista and trying to shoot this down, it just seems kind of game losing. Playing the Ravager also seems kind of game losing, so yeah. Plus Real Ancients, it should just be a Welding. There's Llano or a Born. Also we could get Dark Citadel actually. Play Dark Citadel. So next turn we play Worker and Ravager. If they have like an so play Llano or a Born, pass the turn. So yeah, you see down of tempo loss here, right? We were first and now we're second. But still we are setting up. We're setting up. So that's 17. If they play Sprite Dragon, this is our dream. Yeah, this is good for us. That would be a no. So we're gonna play the Ballista, shoot everything. Okay. Take 3, that's not a big deal. They also have 3, right? So we will play the Inmoth Nexus just to open up the possibility of winning by Ravager next turn. And we're just gonna go ahead and do this. So we should shoot here. Here. So yeah, Power of Ancient things are kind of showcased, I guess. You know, like, obviously very strong. Next time we can even Jam Razor and kill, yeah. Or make a Ballista 5/5. The Flame Slash, I guess they have a removal for the Ballista as well. But we just killed 2 of their creatures, right? So, I mean, I should have kept this worker. It probably was a bad play to play this worker, but I mean, we got the Flame Slash out of their hand for a worker, which is not the strongest card, but maybe we could have gone for a kill the turn after. Hard to tell. So we could play this. This is a 4/4. We could just play Ravager. We can play this as a 4/4. That's not actually a bad play at all. 4/4 Reach Trample. We have 2 lands in play. We can play Ravager, hold on an Inmoth Nexus to sacrifice. We can sacrifice it if needed, and we get a 4/4. But it's actually kind of hard to win through a Lava Dart. And then we get a 4/4 Ravager, and then it's kind of hard to win through Lava Dart. So, you know, I'm just gonna go and jam this Razor, man. They're doing it. 4/4 Reach Trample. I mean, not bad. Can stop all their flyers. And Manamorphose and nothing in the battlefield. Yeah, the key of this matchup is to find a way along all the ways you have. That's our Stormwing Entity, that's strong. To kind of so that's, I don't think they attack. That's like really strong at this. I think they made it a bit too good. Like a bit too good, right? I don't know. In my mind, look. So I'm not even sure if I want to attack. I have 1 mana, 1 card, and 1 Lava Dart. I attack. Do you think they block? Attack. I need double block. I could prowess actually. So if they double block and they Lava Dart, they still lose this, so it doesn't make sense, right, for them to block. Of damage. So I play another 4 of them. I'm gonna play the Ravager. I can block one of these with an Inmoth Nexus and then sack it to the Ravager. Yeah, rather nice. And block here, so. Another Manamorphose. That's like the best kind of deck, of course. How much we can do. Let it go. 1 card in hand, they draw another card. Red. They don't have a blue spell in their hand. If not, they wouldn't probably name red-blue. Just because this can tap for both, right? So what am I doing? So it's tough. So target. Tough. Here it is. I have a 4/4. So down the G4. The move. They just flash back. They have 2 cards in hand. They have 1 card in hand. Sorry. Here's the choice, people. If I animate this and I try to move the counters and they shoot it, actually it's the same result. So what is better? So actually both the same result. They have another removal spell for Ravager, then we are done. If I play the emote and they have another removal spell for the emote, it's the same, right? So let's just let's play it like this. And if they don't have it, then we have a 6/6, which blocks it well. Our board's not gonna block the monsters here, but they're almost dead. And they're one away. We have enough mana. Okay, so they did not have it. We take 6 here. Still 12, still in shape here. Should have just drawn a card. I guess they didn't want to go down. We light up the stage. So they find this got the key moment of another light stage, another crash through. That means that we're kind of dead this turn. That's damping here. There's 0 cards in hand, no lava darts. So I can play the damping sphere and attack. If they block, then just whatever. If they don't block, then I can sacrifice damping sphere, so I kind of force a block by sacrificing the damping sphere, which I kind of like. So if I play the damping sphere first, they need to block. And there's almost no way they can. I mean, they have to have the most absurd chain of cards to beat us to the damping sphere. So they actually need to block right now, or else they lose the game. So they block the Ampler. So this will take 2. Okay, this is concede. This will be 8 and 2, 10. That would be just, well, they should block here. They just realized it immediately. Yeah, but at this point they were kind of in trouble, right? Because they had to block the Ravager. And if they didn't block the Ravager, they died. And if they blocked the Ravager, I had Damping Sphere. So that meant that if they played Clash 2, they couldn't play the next spell. And that meant that we could just win the next turn. Because they were going to take 4, go down to 6. And let's see what we drew. Okay, this didn't really add anything to value. This did. So, but yeah, that is the game. That's game 2. We are 2-0. And we beat Izzet Prowess and Izzet Storm. But yeah, I'll see you for game 3. I mean, key to this matchup is dealing with their creatures. You need to find a way to deal with their creatures, and we didn't have a hand that directly dealt with their creatures, and we were lucky. They played Sprite Dragon there, of course. But the other thing they could have played is spells to pump the Soulscar Mage. So, I mean, anyway, I think I like the idea of trying to look for this land overall. We're playing 4 anyway. Ancient Stillings looks for 5 cards, so that was slightly lucky, but good, you know. And on this Damping Sphere, you know, like 1-off, I think is good enough. Like, right now, this is a perfect draw. It's like, if they play the Crash Through, then they kind of play a light of the stage already. And they kind of play whatever they draw. So it's basically, okay, this is a 4/4. They attack or not. If they attack, we take 8 and we kill them. If they don't attack, they're dead. So they're not dead next turn, but you just attack again, and then what they do, right? So they need to block here. Like, it just gets ugly for them very quickly. But Gem Razor is strong. I think I like it more, Gem Razor, than Scrapyard Recombiner in this matchup. Just allows you to block. So it's a nice blocker. It's a nice attacker. It trampled. So these were like dead. They were dead right here. So cool. Anyway, I'll see you for round 3.